Hello everyone and welcome to episode 36 of Wildwood Zoo. In today's episode I build the habitat for the snow leopard and also decorate a little bit of the Himalayan section with some of the famous banners you find in the Himalayan mountains. Now this habitat is inspired by when I went to Chester Zoo, their new snow leopard habitat they've got there, and I've noticed they had a lot of these banners going up along the walls, across the rock faces and all that, and a little bit outside, and I thought, oh, I'm going to use that for our Himalayan area, and I've never built for the snow leopard before, so this is kind of like my first time doing a Himalayan themed area with the red panda and snow leopard, so yeah, I was pretty excited to do this. And I was especially excited when I looked on the workshop and there wasn't any source material for this at all. There was no inspiration or nothing I could download to my zoo and kind of help me, because I wanted to make my own one here and I wanted to see if there was anything, but there was nothing. So after this video's out, you should find it in my workshop page, which there's not much there except parts of this zoo, and there might be a couple other things. I'm not too sure there what is there. I know Sycamore Farm's there if you watch that series. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's there, but if you go have a look, I'm sure you'll find some stuff there. There might be some older zoos, but I don't think they're there anymore. I'm not too sure what's there at the moment. So as you can see, I have started placing all the banners down, and I can't remember what their name was. They had a special name anyway, and they're super colourful, and they tie them up to this sort of like a teepee shape, and they go up to, there's one giant pole in the middle and all come down. But I don't really have a circular area in this part of the zoo, and I also haven't got much buildings towards this end of the tiger track, so I thought I might add a little hut for the viewing gallery, as you probably saw by the thumbnail, and mostly just the colour of the banners kind of help balance out the sort of dull green of the tiger trek. Now I've also started a lot of work off camera. It looks amazing, and I basically themed the train ride off camera. So for example, the mountain ledge where the Siberian tigers are, that I know a lot of you liked, that area is sort of nicely themed now, and it's all got rocks, and it took me ages off camera, and I'd done all the rocks, all the faux rocks, and I've also done lots of foliage work. So I've planted lots of pine trees, a lot of the yellow larch trees, stuff like that, and it all looks, I think it actually looks pretty cool. And I've added a few more mountains, and again it looks really effective, especially the Himalayan section currently doesn't look as good as it does now, but you'll see it in the final tour and also in the polar bear video, because the polar bear is going to be the last habitat. And I know that is a little bit counterintuitive, because I did say before that I wanted to do the snow leopard habitat last, but then again, when we went Chester Zoo, I just had so much motivation to kind of just quickly start up the area, as it looked amazing. I don't know if you noticed, but when you actually place these Twilight Mason, I think they're Twilight Mason bricks, like dry stone walls, I think they're called, when you put them next to each other on grid, if you place them the opposite way that I'm doing now, they have the effects of the little corner things, but when you do it the other way around, they don't, and that really bugged me. But you'll see in a minute that it actually helped me quite a lot, because when I shuffle around, because I wanted it to be perfect size, I had to make it all awkward, and I didn't like it, so I had to kind of like ungroup stuff and move it along a little bit, merge it a little bit, move it out a little bit, so don't do that clipping thing. So it took a lot of adjustment, but this is actually a building that I've done myself. I haven't nicked off the workshop or anything like that, and I'm relatively impressed with it, and it does actually match some of the architecture in the Himalayan mountains. Not directly, but it does a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's better than a cave, I would say. So definitely a whole lot better. And as I said off camera, it has been themed, so don't worry about that. You might also notice that I used the what's it called? The letters, and I wanted to kind of use the letters to create a more basic option. I know that it's not perfect or anything like that at all, but using the leopard print and painting it so it looks like a snow leopard, I thought was quite a clever idea. I don't know why I'm hyping myself up here, but it does look really cool in my opinion. How it kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of, because it's grey, it kind of monotones it and it kind of accentuates it to the colour within the thingy with all the trees and greenery. It's not my proudest habitat, I wouldn't say. It's a lot of lazy work, but I do actually quite like the general aesthetic when you look out the window and it's all there. So I haven't, there's not really like a backstage area or like a sheltered area. The poor snow leopards aren't doing that well, but then again, I did say, while this is a renovated area, this isn't renovation, this is just kind of like an old habitat merged, two habitats merged into one. Um, but yeah, I actually thoroughly enjoyed doing all the rock work for this area, and then again, I could not stress enough how much Chester Zoo helped. Their habitat is amazing. Be sure to check it out if you haven't been, or even just Google somewhere. I'm sure it's online somewhere. I haven't got pictures of it, but I do have, because I didn't see the snow leopards when I was there, but I do have the memory and I've got quite good memory of habitats like that. It was all the slate on the floor. Talking about slate, we have not had a slate block, and it's really bugging me. I feel like we deserve some sort of like really thin, shingly ground as a block like that soil I'm using currently. I just feel like we need something like that, but it's a bit like slate, because I think that slate is quite a common front garden thing, so I feel like it should be there, or some sort of thing like that. And that could be used for Planet Coaster 2 as well. They're quite common in theme parks to slate on beddings to stop, not to stop weeds, but kind of there to block the weed barrier they sometimes put down. I will also go through a few facts for the snow leopard, as I don't think it'll be a while till I build for them again, but before the video ends, I will go through some facts. So the snow leopard have a very prominent spotted white greyish fur that keeps them well insulated in the cold weather. It's around 5 centimeters long on their back and sides, and around 12 centimeters long on their belly, which is incredible that they can withstand the temperatures. It's very, very cold up in the Himalayas. They also mainly feast on blue sheep, which aren't actually blue, but they also feed on ibex, Himalayan tahr, marmot, pikas, hares, small rodents, and game birds, while the smaller ones aren't good enough to sustain them for long times, because obviously they need quite a lot of fats to sustain them. It is definitely needed. The snow leopards, while being called snow leopard, aren't actually closely related to leopards. They're actually more closely related to tigers, which is a bit weird, but they do look like leopards, to be fair, which is quite interesting. They're also one of the few big cats that can't roar. The snow leopard kind of has a main call, and it's known to be a piercing yowl that is actually so loud that can be heard over the roar of a river. And they're extremely athletic, where they are really good climbers. They can obviously traverse the landscape of the mountains, and they are extremely solitary. In fact, they don't really have a main place they go. They travel. In fact, they can actually travel a marathon in one night. Marathon is around 25 miles, so very, very long. And this also makes them very successful as a species, because they can traverse such a long length. They're very well disguised because they're long fur, and they kind of blend in with the landscape, and it's definitely more difficult to spot them than, let's say, a tiger or anything like that. Especially when you're prey, it's very difficult. The snow leopards would do well in most of the athletic events, like the ones in the Olympics recently, particularly the long jump. Snow leopards have been known to leap up to 9 meters, which is 6 times their body length, which is absolutely incredible. But sadly, they do suffer a lot with human activity, where there are fewer than 4,000 leopards in the wild, but they're not completely known as they are very, very elusive, but this is mostly due to habitat loss and deterioration, human-wildlife conflict, which is to do with poaching for the illegal wildlife trade, climate change, and obviously the loss of prey due to poaching as well. But luckily, snow leopards are a flagship species, which means they are very popular and lots of people donate to charities to protect them, and they are really well known. Well, thank you all for watching. This is the end of my video, and I do hope you enjoyed. If you can leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so I know your appreciation, that would be great. If you want to be named after a snow leopard or any other animal in my zoo, be sure to leave a comment below, and I will see you next time. See ya, bye!